Hey everyone, Dr. Jones here. I'm so excited tonight because I get to bring to you some kind of groundbreaking news. So, if you have food allergy, you're going to want to tune in. If you have concerns about COVID, you're going to want to tune in. If you have questions about perhaps your immune system, you're going to want to tune in. So, bear with me. I'm going to be speaking to a few different groups as we go through this. So about a little over a year ago, I was giving a seminar in the Gold Coast in Australia. And one of the things that came from that seminar, and by the way, those of you that attended, thank you so much. It was a fantastic experience and I appreciate you. But during that seminar, what we talked about was an innovative food allergy test that we were working on. Well, I'm here to tell you we've delivered. That concept that we were working on is now a reality. We have brought an immunology lab to Rocky Mountain Allergy at Tanner Clinic, and I'm really excited for this because this particular test really hasn't been available clinically, even in the United States. It's more has been in like the research arena, but now we are on the forefront, leading the way. My goal is always not to just be a standard, but to set the standard. And we're doing that. So we're one of the first clinics to be able to have this test available. And what this does is it helps us gain better insight into your individual immunology and your immune system and how reactive your cells may be, in particular to your specific food allergy. And so what it does is it helps us make better decisions in terms of oral food challenges. It helps us make a better risk assessment and absolutely minimize your risk. For those of you who have gone through our oral immunotherapy program, one of the things that you'll hear me talk about a lot is the risk of oral food challenges is actually greater than your risk in oral immunotherapy for the most part. Not in every case, but for the most part. And so making better decisions for oral food challenges is critical. The other thing that it will do is it's going to help us make more specific determinations with those who were considering, who've been through the program and that were considering a sustained unresponsiveness. Now, if you don't have food allergy and you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, it's okay. Hang on for another minute because I'm going to get to you. But for those who have been through our oral immunotherapy program and you kind of wonder, am I cured? Can I reduce my dose frequency? Can I reduce my dose? Where am I at? In times past, we've kind of had some criteria that we've developed along with others in a national group to determine sustained unresponsiveness. But with this test, it helps take a lot of that guesswork away. And we're able to just make a more informed decision because we can actually assess some of the reactivity in your cells. So I'm really happy for that. Now, for those, that kind of ends the food allergy section. For those that are interested in COVID, okay, with this particular instrument that we've brought to our clinic, as a byproduct, now, granted, I've been working on this for a couple of years. Had no idea, obviously, about COVID, but what's come about is we've found that with the instrument that we have, we can also assess certain parts of the immunity, and we can assess risk or potential risk if you end up getting COVID. Now, some people may say, well, the CDC and different entities have already listed those groups in high risk. Age, coronary artery disease, hypertension, diabetes, what else? COPD, asthma, those types of groups, were high risk. Yeah, we know that. Well, some of you may be at risk and you're not quite sure of it based off your immune status. And the other interesting thing that's kind of being found is certain proteins in your body are getting activated in the midst of a pandemic. So we have data from New York City when they were in the heat, the height of their pandemic several years, not several years, it feels like several years. Several months ago when they were in the height of their pandemic, we have certain markers and certain things identified. What we're noticing now, right now in Utah, because we're kind of in the height of ours, people are who don't have symptoms, like me, who may be at risk, like me, may have had some exposures to COVID. And we're kind of detecting that on one of these tests. And so I had my test done. I was one of the first. I have significant asthma. Not a lot of people know that. I don't talk a lot about it. But, in the past I've had pneumonias. I've had chronic sinus problems, been really sick. I've actually worked myself up for immune deficiency 3 separate times over the last decade. I don't have immune deficiency. But I was kind of always seeking for an answer as to why I was so freaking sick. It turns out asthma was an issue, and also I had a significant vitamin D deficiency, which I've talked about in past videos. Anyway, what it shows on my immune tests is there was kind of a mild, kind of faint band there that shows I probably had exposure to COVID. Well, of course I have. Like, I work in healthcare, plus I've flown during this pandemic since March 4 times across the Pacific Ocean. So I'm out there, but I haven't got sick. My immunity's been pretty solid, knock on wood. But, there's certain things that I do that I work on with our patients to try and optimize immunity in clinic to prevent, right? So many times in medicine, it's react. And everybody's like, oh, what about a vaccine? What about this treatment? What about that treatment? Great. Those are very much needed when you have it. But what I would really like to do is assess risk ahead of time with some of the testing we can do. Know where we stand, know where we're at, know what the reality of our circumstance is, and then work, if you haven't had it, to the best of our ability for prevention. But also, using smart prevention. So we're not doing unnecessary things or undue things, but taking those calculated precautions while still living life, okay? So I think with our abilities with the new instrument we have, it's quite exciting because we can open up kind of a new world. So I'm asking, if you have concerns about this, I'm happy to assess you in clinic. Please call the office, share the video, let other people know, like there's further testing that can be done. And we can really ascertain, perhaps if you've been exposed that other tests aren't detecting, or perhaps if you're at a risk that you didn't even know about. So we can do a really thorough assessment of that and give you hopefully some great advice on how to take steps and precautions. And even if you do get it, because sometimes, let's face it, life's inevitable and you may get it. But if you do get it, what steps can we take to optimize your situation? We're all in this together. We all need to work in this together. And the other thing that I want to talk about is none of this could happen without the wonderful team that I have around me. So I've got, I swear, on this planet, some of the greatest assistants and nurse practitioners and physician assistants and nurses and lab technicians and everyone that's around us. When we're hiring, we seek for character. And we're like, we can always teach skills, but we look for character. And we've got a really high character group here. And we've got an amazing team. And I'm so happy and so thankful for this group around us because, I have all these ideas and I need help to really kind of put them into play. And I need help to get them out and get them out to the rest of the world so we can make a greater impact on people. And I'm just so thankful for the team that I have around me. But this is available. Let your friends know. Let people know, either on a food allergies perspective or from an immune perspective. We can do certain things that perhaps others can't. And we've brought things to the clinical arena that others may not even have access to, and we've been able to do that. Why? Because we set the standard. Why? Because I seek for real results, real progress. And even in the midst, it took me almost 2 years to get this instrument in our clinic. We met, challenge after challenge after challenge. And it's like, you know what? That doesn't work. We're going here. That doesn't work. We're going here. That doesn't work. We're going here. There's always a next plan, and we're resilient with that. We're looking for real results. We're resilient in our attack because I want to make an impact. I have passion, and I'm relentless with that. And in fact, with this, you're going to be seeing in the future a program called Resilience. And it's something that I've created and come up with for an approach to, kind of optimizing our immunity and getting real results, real answers, real progress. I get sick of this marketing crap. I get sick of political crap. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for the extremes and the debates and people feeling like, on my social media feed, it told me that my perspective is the best and everyone else's is the worst. Oh, really? You think? Anyway, I don't have time for that stuff. What I'm looking for is evidence. I'm looking for real, genuine, authentic, and that's what we want to deliver. And I don't have a problem if I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't know. If there's an answer that perhaps we can't quite get, my next goal is to get you to a person that can. We're not ashamed of that. We want real results and we want progress with people. That's what we're about. So also look for that to come. Really excited to deliver this. Thank you all. Just so thankful for this opportunity to take a few minutes to share really some exciting news that's happening and hopefully some additional things that we can do to serve you better and some additional services that we can offer. So take care, be safe, and we'll talk soon.